Hey, can you hear me? Dan Macchiarini, Macchiarini Creative Design. Welcome to First Fridays, brought to you by the North Beach Business Association, and it's been in existence since 2007, which makes it the first Fridays before Oakland, Reno, Las Vegas, Seattle, wherever else. It started here. And we have a great lineup tonight, and it was organized by our manager and amazing leader, Jessica Loos. And you can check out, we have a card that shows where all the other First Fridays activities are going on in North Beach. And after this is over, you can go check them out. So happy First Fridays. And it actually is a happy First Fridays. You know, after Tuesday, it proves that after the darkness, the sun will rise.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Woo! Thank you for coming to North Beach First Fridays once again. We have warm weather on our side this evening. It's always very lovely, but there's no wind at the present moment. So, yeah, we are blessed. Thank you to David Zeese for doing the sound, as always, and for Colin for videotaping all of the readings for the past, how many years? 3 years for Alcatraz Radio. So you can look back and look at all of the First Fridays episodes here. And, yeah. And thank you to Macchiarini Creative Design for having the event. We have a couple of different things going on. We have a fallen comrade, the poet Jack Foley, who died a few days ago. But I was going to start out with a beautiful poem that he wrote about when he was still alive, obviously, about two other fallen comrades, my friend Neely Tchaikovsky and Ivan Arguelles. So this is called I Only by Jack Foley. Neely was one of us, said Ivan Arguelles when he learned of Neely Tchaikovsky's death. Outsiders who persisted in imagination. I remember the three of us, Neely, Ivan, me, on Solano Avenue in Berkeley, California. We were heading for an ice cream shop, or is that another memory? 3 old men who had trouble walking. I also remember Neely's sudden laughter of the spectacle of the three of us, 3 frail old men in whom imagination thrived and allowed transcendence of all, or some of, their bodily ills. 3 in whom words sang freely, how strange, how funny it was to see them there stumbling, who flew upon imagination's wings. 2, Neely, Ivan, gone now, I only am escaped to tell thee. And this is a poem by the jazz poet Stuart Perkoff, who actually, his sons play at the saloon, Stuart Perkoff, King Perkoff Band, on Sundays, some Sundays of the month. Anyhow, this is called Untitled by Stuart Perkoff. Poets of the world, be careful. I can't say it strongly enough. I know. I know. I tell you, I know that she stands on every street corner waiting and watching, that she looks into the dark doorways and empty windows, seeking, that she tirelessly walks up and down the hard streets of our world, calling. Watch out, you fools. You are blind, as well as deaf. That's one of the things she hates. Be careful, poets. It's not enough to put a pretty word next to another one, a real image or two. Studying your verse won't save you at this reckoning. This is the real thing. Take cover, poets. She is knocking on the door. Are you shivering in your shit-filled shoes? Have your roses growing out of your nostrils? She is coming, she is coming. She is coming through the door. She is coming up the stairs. She is opening the doors of the bedrooms and the eyes looking in. She wants to hear no stories. She wants to hear no songs. I think she's had her belly full of singing. She is merciless. She knows what you have done. There is no use crying about it, making up fancy tales. You've gotten too good at that. Anyway, she'll take it back. It's hers. She wants it back. Run, poets, run. Hide, poets, hide. Be careful. Take cover. I warn you. I know. I tell you this. I know. She's coming up and down the streets, in and out of the houses, in the dark and in the light, seeking, looking, crying mercilessly, examining every dark soul. I warn you. She is as relentless as you would expect her to be. It's hers. You know it. When she finds you, she will take it back. Good. And yes, once again, that was Stuart Perkoff. The next poet I'd like to introduce is Bob Fitch. He's a long time, I think, 45-year neighborhood North Beach resident.
Hello. If you Google Bob Fitch, you'll get that wonderful photojournalist that worked with all of the civil rights and folk group, and I'm proud to share a name with him, and I actually got to meet him once at the Center for Nonviolence in Santa Cruz. But I'm not that Bob Fitch, but I'm really glad to share a name with him. Out my window at 9:30 a.m., I saw a coyote trotting down Lombard Street across from Joe DiMaggio Playground, being followed by a Waymo driverless car. Which got me to thinking, will there be a time when people will stay holed up in their houses while robots deliver essentials and animals roam the streets? You never know. I bleed more easily these days and bruise and scratch, thin-skinned. Does that bring emotions closer to the surface? Both joys and annoyances, easy tears while reading, listening to music, incredible anger at the state of the world, from e-bikes on the sidewalk to Gaza. The vitality, vulnerability dance. Am I empathetic or psychotic? Yes. The tightrope of distraction and denial when feeding one's soul requires blinders. I am older. I fear that one of my earliest memories was the Cuban Missile Crisis and my parents praying in front of the TV, or was it a radio? And recall the world ending with JFK, MLK, RFK assassinations, Vietnam, Watergate, Nixon, Reagan, Bush 1, Bush 2, 9/11, Trump 1, Citizens United, Corrupt SCOTUS, and now Trump 2 and Project 2025. Am I taking fiddle lessons while Rome burns, or am I feeding my soul? Avoiding the news, it's time for vinyl. Give the old records a spin. I have to stand up every 20 minutes to flip the disc. I look at the floor. There are album jacket crumbs collecting below the cabinet. All right, this is in honor of the recently completed baseball season that we wish LA had lost. But there was an ad campaign a while back called, I don't know who remembers, it was called The Memories Are Waiting. Okay? The memories are waiting. Major League Baseball had an ad campaign, The Memories Are Waiting. I probably read a lot more into that than they expected. Do memories lurk like stalkers? Or do they try to hide a giggle while waiting to yell, surprise? What is the acceptable amount of time to wait for a memory? Can a memory stand you up like a no-show date? Is there a waiting room where all the memories gather waiting for their time? Years from now, will I remember how much that ad slogan bothered me? The memories are waiting. All right. It's in here. Oops, sorry. Okay. This one's called Arms. I am finishing my 69th trip around the sun, and I have more questions than answers. Some search for the meaning of life, but I am struggling to figure out what to do with my arms when I'm trying to sleep. They get in the way. Sometimes there's no good place to put them. Do I make a fist and with one hand under my chin? Do I hang one arm out of the bed? Do I put one under a pillow and risk that arm going numb? I wonder, after years of trial and error, I will ever get it right. Yeah. This is called Haunted House. The lights in the living room get dimmer by the night. The fourth stereo speaker comes on intermittently. The buzzer for the gate to the foyer seems to work on alternate Tuesdays or not. The dryer will not spin if you are watching. What you notice, or what maybe drives you a little nuts while trying desperately not to see the hideous monster who haunts us all. We know who that is. Okay. Here's a little local lore. Church crumbs. The steeples of St. Peter and Paul Catholic Church are covered with scaffolding and black mesh tarps. Looks gory, as in Edward. They are doing the once-a-decade cleaning, and as I walk by, I hear the crush of church crumbs crashing down the debris tube into a dumpster. What makes church crumbs? Pigeon shit for sure, and what else? Guilt, cover-ups, homophobia, hypocrisy, disappointment, and auto-grit. The sound of the church crumbs coming down the tube, it is so loud, so heavy, I have to stop and listen. Thank you. And this is my last one is for Peter DeLuca, who many of us knew. So I took a walk after my appointment to see what I could see. Alleys I hadn't walked on, murals I hadn't seen, shopping for plastic or fabric flowers at thrift stores. Because our neighbor died. The mayor of North Beach, friend to stars and drunk stars Poets, strippers, chefs, filmmakers, and bartenders, dapperly dressed, suit topped with fedora, he walked to work at Cafe Zoetrope. Whenever you saw him on the street, it could be sunny or cloudy or windy. Here comes a fire truck. All right, rewind. Whenever you saw him, it could be cloudy or windy or foggy, he would say, "What a beautiful day." The senior water aerobics class at the North Beach pool will make a circle in the water and pretend we are in Hawaii. We will share stories about Peter and toss colorful fake flowers into the circle and remember that every day is beautiful. Thank you.
Once again, that was Bob Fitch. Thank you, Bob Fitch. Now, the next poet, we had a cancellation this evening. Ingrid Kerr could not make it. So I asked someone else to read in her stead, which is someone who I am always proud to introduce as the guy I call when someone else can't make it. So please welcome Scott Bird.
I'm always very delighted to be your Band-Aid, Jessica. Very delighted. when I respond to the text message. I would like to read a poem by this Peruvian poet called Cesar Moro to start. This one's called Odor and Gaze. The fine secluded odor of your armpits, heap on heap of straw crowns, and fresh hay cut with fingers and asphodels, and fresh skin and far-off gallops like pearls. Your hair's scent under the blue water, with black fish and sea stars and sky stars under the infinite snow of your gaze. Your gaze of sea cucumber, of whale, of flint, of rain, of diaries, and of wet suicides. Behind the eyes of your white coral branch gaze, the daytime sponges, while the sea spits out sick whales, and every staircase repulses its wayfarer like the plague-infected beast that inhabits the wanderer's dreams. And sparkling blows to the temple, and the wave that washes away the sparks to leave on new tapestry the eternal question of your dead object gaze, your putrid flowery gaze. I'm going to read 3 short madrigals from my book, 22 Madrigals. I happen to have just a couple of copies left tonight, and I will give them to you for $15. Normally don't do the popsicle salesman thing, but I do happen to have some of them tonight. This is 13, 14, and 15 of the 22 Madrigals. There is your lark moon rising as looking on the world from above, hobbling through the general hip dysplasia of the galaxy. Staggering along unanimous dysphoria, walking that skitsy line between rent and asylum, you must work for your rest, Dicot, while the masters commune with the few remaining priests going through their bone meal with razors and lasers, searching for the one true remnant church. I will be hanging from the whiskers of their smoke. Rings singing out of their dancing lips, I'll be winging about in their cloud. Between the two of them, they can both smoke a small acreage of Oregon farmland and chant about how we look before the wheat fields cleavered the beaver dams, before this old world went to splinters and shopping malled itself. Thank you. Everyone in the class will matriculate this year. For the first time in a generation, everyone will commune with their own tiny gods in the palms of their hands, and they will write psalms of expired breath, and everyone will climb their own island mountain, and everyone climb into a great vision. in very tiny doses, of course. And every eye shall see the coming of commodity medicament hovering like the New Jerusalem. Grandma in her rocking chair would often say to me as I press the telescope into my eyelids until it forms my eyelids, until it becomes the socket itself, and still the islands are as distant as ever, maybe more. Free swim from here, comrades, and look death in the eye, smearing blood on its stony brow. Art is a question mark upside down in the etymology of bugs, where it hobnobs with scarecrows and goblins, and the she-goat makes herself known to us all. The American Dictionary makes its final appearance in the appellate court today. Televised, coffee goes extinct, sugar canes become egrets and dance on mounds of gunpowder, tobacco burns in its barn rolls, and multitasking is no longer an effort, and joy is a natural inclination toward maximalism, not the other way around. And my compass waxes its face in you, and I say, pull the stitches from your mouth. Mend the roof with thong and tongue alone. Pull out the sutures of your smile and find the hour within the minute. Thank you. I was told that it was Jack Micheline's birthday yesterday, and so Jessica asked me if I would read a poem in the style, or read a poem of Jack Micheline's, but I didn't have one. So Micheline taught us two really great things. One of them was that all poetry is song, and all song is not always poetry. And the second thing that he taught us was that it was really difficult to find red wine and pussy in 1995. So I will sing but Micheline, if you read every other line is like, oh my God, this poor guy. Somebody get him some red wine and pussy, for Christ's sake. But I will sing a song as Jack Micheline would often sing poetry. This is a poem called Be Who You Are. It's from a movie called Words and Pictures. I am a small poem on a page with room for another. Share with me this white field, white as an acre of snow, clear but for these tiny markings like the steps of birds. Come now, this is the trough of the wave, the seconds after lightning, the thin slice of silence as music ends, the freeze before the melting. Hurry, lie down beside me, make angels, make devils, make who you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott Bird. The guy I call when the other person can't make it. Yay, Scott. Next, we have a surprise guest this evening. My friend Danny Rosen, the publisher of Lithic Press from Colorado, is here this weekend for a book release party at Specs on Sunday and an event on Saturday tomorrow at your Buena Center for some poets that he has published whose books are coming out. So I have invited Danny to read a poem for us. Please welcome Danny Rosen.
Yo. Oh, well, maybe I'll read this one right now. I'm not sure I'll read it later on. I'll read it. No, this is by somebody that I know some people here knew, Jack Mueller, who lived in the neighborhood for a long time and until he became a retired poet in the mountains of southwestern Colorado. And this is from a manuscript of his that some of you might even be familiar with, the Portolano poems that I've been threatening to publish for years now. And I'm going to get to it. This is called Alive at Last. There are so many reasons to live, so many ways to die before you die. A breath invents a way to stop breathing. A love is despised. A child is taken from your side. With so many reasons, in so many ways, life stops and starts a billion times each day. Alive has roots in the loam of already dead. Alive is a chorus for this reabsorbing earth. You were impaled by chance and careless accident. You rocked me all night long in a lying place, brought me back from corridors of curious sleep. You took me wrong. You picked me up, loved me. You did what you thought could be done and found me here, waiting all that stupid time. What kind of life do words have, changing in each mouth, each mind? How do they get spoken? How could they love? It is so easy to hear things going by. He walked hey nonny and non down Columbus to the bay. No one spoke, but several were singing. The city is a good place for singing. It is so loud. Think, move, sleep. Odd music happens every day. Seagull, engine, airplane, laughter, and a sigh. One nice thing about death, it disappears. Or so we think. Thinking about it, death hangs around for certain, and then death is a kiss you know once, though you may have wondered about it for a very long time. The foot of a heart alive is iambus. 3 kisses and a breath away. I am alive at last. I hear sow bugs rustling in a wood duff. A soprano neighbor drums from a passing car. Children shout in the street. A brindle cat meows while Anna's hummingbird thrums in a green dive, pretending to be God. Death comes and life we hope goes through. It might not be that way, may simply mean cessation of all this talk. Someone is always too young to be overheard. Death, like sleep, might be okay. Without it, you might never know all the good things in life. Who said death invented life to fill up all this time with song? It is not you. It is not me. Word makes its own beginning, but is not the tune. Thank you. Jack Mueller.
Next, please welcome Jack and Nancy.
Hello, I'm Jack number 27. I did come out with a book in June. That's what it looks like. You can buy it at Green Apple and City Lights. I'm extremely sick of that book because I've been reading it for the last 6 months. So I'm going to read new poems. But first I'm going to read a Micheline poem. I'm not reading Wine and Pussy, Scott. Who shall go to the corners? Who shall go to the corners of my city and look at the bridges and hear the waves rise against the piers of the rivers, the spiral bridges, the lights in the night, the faint cries from the houses? Then I will go into the city, my mind in the clouds, at dusk before the setting sun. I raise my voice, my eyes to the sea, gray dust in the air of my cities. It's called Epoch Drifter. I make a point to arrive at the endings of things, when the margin becomes a solemn bird, lashes wings to wind, gets going. A new present is birthed from cosmic firmament, when doves move past their detente, get to mating and such, in mornings. When the past is bailed in time's hydraulic press, book ended with Rembrandt or Kant, a cheap memory bouquet upon Job's altar. If I falter, it is just the eggshells in my shoes, the patina on my thinking machine, in trying another epoch, outside calling in. It's called Carry On Up in the Morning. I believe sleep paralysis to be a misnomer, so I declare purgatory. If seabirds could smoke, they'd be Portuguese. In my lack of sleep, I've moved my room to the brink of an unnameable ocean. From my windows of teeth, I argue with gulls. Like all things I choose to love, seagulls simultaneously delight and disgust me. Dear reader, each morning constitutes life attempting to convince itself, of keeping on, and in tacit desperado sunbeams you gullet your coffee and convince yourself this perpetual psychic trudging is a life worth living. The blood vessels have hopped the fences of your eyes and have knit a piñata around your skull, of a last vestige of youthful waning. Songbirds make mockeries, vagaries of time, their ciphers you'll never derobe, as if in each night's paralyses they'd siphon the wax and lint from your ears, erecting highways out of your nerve endings, confining you each night forever in their discordant carnival's timber. Kiss the oblong mouth of a reflexion sky, taste in your yap the cool stone tongue of ambivalence, as if fate itself had had a cold glass of water. You're not alone in this antediluvian smooch, for gulls live lip-locked to the heavens, same as the used car salesman's desiring to be a hermetic Poindexter, a recluse's yearning to convince one of anything. It's called math. I looked at the word plus for too long. It took on the shape of an amputated leg. Or rather, it took on the absence left by an amputated leg. It became a colloquialism in a long-dead language, and I forgot how to add. Left only with subtraction, I ended all my friendships. I filled the pipes of my apartment building's plumbing with dynamite, cut my hair to resemble a serf, and set off to find the deepest cavern to hold me. Upon arrival at the door of my subterranean lot, I found I could only descend. I'd forgotten the words which would reverse my fortunes. On my way to the core of the earth, with no intention to ask it the crux of its problems, I asked the Troglazines if they knew much about math. I, when the swallows flapped their wings, found myself mute. In the dark I achieved chemosynthesis, I swore off the sun. Crickets visited and sang their song, but I could not sing for the crickets. I made love to the fungus on the walls, but they all had miscarriages. I searched the hollow for some semblance of sense, for a coming together, something fundamental. But fungi and I found, carry on in different ways of speaking. Eventually a cold begat a warm breeze as I approached the planet's center. Bat eeps reached a diminuendo. I knocked on the wooden door to the earth's red-hot navel. Come in, it said. You don't mind, I said. Come in. So I entered his iron-loving heart. The molten alloy turned me to a whisper. I was joined again with all things. Occasionally now I ride the wind and repeat quietly the answers to math equations in the unsuspecting ears of the passengers of trains. It's called Love Poem. For you I'd use this cleaver to unstick my mind, where you only bloom in absence, and my love does not fit the contours of your smile. If I must unstrap the collagen which has grown upon my eyes, and gaze voraciously at your wicker heart, to break myself in half with leeches, thrust my blood to the outside, to learn not to slip upon my tongue, to console the breeze with my failures, to beg the sky for a cannonballed up mercy, The wind line slowly riding sand cradles, rocking now between the sea and sun and time. If a heart-wrung paper dandy I must be, and the night a blue dark blue, I'll be obliged to call upon a bowhead whale, as she ought to be more acquainted with the meaning of romanticism than I. Lay a kiss on her forehead, I take back a poem. All right, one more. It's very short. A long gone wind up and over that hill. If you keep my feet in a picture frame, I can never leave. Dust bonded to the earth and sea, hid away on a rock shelf. So you might hang on to my always withdrawing breeze. So you might become my lungs. Still, I'll only be passing through you. Come and gone with the slip sun, a long gone wind up and over that hill. Thank you.
Once again, that was Jack Nancy. And I know that the guy who I always invite to read when the other person can't show up said that Jack Macchiarini always writes about pussy and red wine because it seems like he can't get anything. But he wrote a lot of serious poems too. But actually, because tonight a lot of the poetry has been serious, I'm going to read a poem of Jack Macchiarini's that's kind of on the border of, pussy and red wine. It's from a book called On Valencia Street Poems and Ephemera, edited by Tate Swindell, and published by Lithic Press. Danny, who has Lithic Press, who just read his press. Okay, so this is called Wiggle Your Ass and Shake by Jack Macchiarini. And this is Jack's tambourine, by the way. So, all right, so hold it right. Okay. Ben, if you want to live a poet's life, don't stay home jerking off. Just slip from your tyrannical commie dad and go out on your own. You're better off dying in the streets of New Orleans or New York. Living a poet's life has nothing to do with writing poems. Living a poet's life is the beginning of a real poem. Most people just jerk off with words. They are deaf, dumb, and blind. All people are shit. Your finger moves is a poem. A hard-on is a poem. Ride a wild cock. Ride the wind. Obscenity is poetry. Dementia is poetry. Flashing your ass is poetic. The bug up your ass is a poem. Don't be a pseudo-intellectual phony. Don't be a Jewish Nazi punk. They're all jerking off. To the magazines and newspapers, find your own voice. It is all the lack of love me, shit, dig me, shit, gossip, shit. All sentimental bullshit, all name-sucking shit. Keep your own fly door open. Be ready for action. Wiggle your ass. Find the blazing eye and follow it to the end. So we're going to close out the evening with Chuck Gonzales, who is going to perform a couple of Jack Macchiarini's poems that he put to music and a couple of songs of his own. Please welcome Chuck Gonzales. Just take them a minute or two to set up.
Hello. So Jessica asked me to come over and do a few Jack Macchiarini songs. I was here in San Francisco in the summer of '94. I was 24 years old, and I met Jack, and we became friends. And then we were writing letters to each other for a couple years. And he sent me some poems, and I would put words to them. And we were working on a project at the time that he died. But that was like almost 30 years ago. And he was awesome and a super inspirational guy. And, I want to show up for my homie. So here I am. Happy birthday. So I'm going to start with, I'll just do 3 songs of his that we worked on together, but they were his poems, and I just chopped them up and tried to make them make sense with music. See, check. Sky is red, my eyes are blue. Tell me, baby, I love you. Pocket empty, shoes worn out. My life is gay, I don't understand no other way. Walking on down the long dusty road today. Pocket empty, shoes worn out. My life is gay, I don't understand no other way. Walking on down the long dusty road today. Walking on down the long dusty road today. No way to fly now, no way to cry, no way to bake sweet sugar, no way to say goodbye, and no way to cry now when I'm feeling blue. It's not about walking on down the long dusty road today. Walking on down the long dusty road today. Thank you. So that's Long Dusty Road Today, which is one of his poems. I think the 3 ones I'm going to perform, I think they're all from like 1969. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure they're all from the same year. This next one is called Sweet Soup, Pennsylvania. There's flowers in the sky, there's a gleam in her eye. There's a road down the street, there's a look in her eye. There's a time to be born and a time to die. There's a cross on the hill, there's Buffalo Bill. Sweet Sioux, Pennsylvania, Texas prairie grass, California, There's a gleam in my eye, I'm gonna smile when I die. Sweet Sue, Pennsylvania, Texas prairie grass, California, California. Yeah, so Jack's songs were really easy to put music to. Let's see, there's another one. Let's see. I got some like notes. It's got the first word of every verse. That's all I need. Because if I know the first word, I can get through the rest. So there you go. Right. Right. I've been out of my mind, riding a train and singing my songs. I've been walking the streets, hitching a ride and blowing my sound. A long, long time I've been out of my mind. A long, long time I've been out of my mind. The streets of my home, in the parks there are trees. The sky is my pillow. Birds in the air, they fly everywhere, and clouds for a dream. A long, long time I've been out of my mind. A long, long time I've been out of my mind. I've been out of my mind, sleeping on the streets. I'm going to read a Jack poem. This is a song called Old Maid, but it's a really great poem, so I'm going to read it. I want to be an old maid. I'm an apple man, I'm a China man, I'm a Frenchman, I'm an apple man, and I make jelly jam. I want to be an old maid. I'm a railroad man, a fisherman. I'm a whalebone man, son of a gun. The girl I'm chasing got strawberry hair, and she wants to be an old maid. There's 1,000 pebbles in the sand. There's a man with a mask. He's a rubber man, and the man with the mask got an adding machine. He's a rubber man. He looks real, but he ain't. He's got an adding machine, but he's a machine, a rubber man. He looks real, but he ain't. Ha, ha, ha. Children are great. They're like the sun. They know how to run. They got little dolls and slinky runs. Children are great. They like the sun. They know how to smile, and they know how to run. Hi-ya, hi-ya, hi-ya. I want to be an old maid. I'm a strawberry man. I'm a China man. I'm a railroad man. I'm a son of a gun. I'm going to bite the apple and free all the worms. I'm going to dance in the rain and show you the sun. I want to be an old maid. Ha, 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 ha. I want to be an old maid. Thank you. Oh, for doing that.
Once again, that was Chuck Gonzales, everyone. And thank you very much for coming to North Beach First Fridays. Once again, you're always a great audience. Give yourself a round of applause. And your round of applause, I would hope, would help, giving a little help taking the chairs downstairs, as always. Always greatly appreciated.
Chairs downstairs.
Yeah, gotta get the chairs downstairs. Yes.